US President Donald Trump spent his final morning in Beijing in Zhongnanhai, the highly secretive, tightly guarded leadership compound of China's ruling Communist Party. Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping strolled through its pristine gardens, with Trump admiring the roses and Xi offering to send seeds before they held talks over tea and lunch. 5 Italian nationals have died following a scuba diving accident in the Maldives, Italy's foreign ministry said on Thursday. The incident occurred in the Vavu Atoll, where the group had been attempting to explore a series of underwater caves at a depth of around 50 meters, 165 feet, the foreign ministry statement said. The United States is planning to indict former Cuban President Raul Castro as Washington raises the pressure on the island's communist government. Several U.S. media outlets reported on Thursday that the potential charges against the 94-year-old brother of Fidel Castro relate to a 1996 incident in which Cuba shot down planes flown by the anti-Castro humanitarian group Brothers to the rescue.
Tech layoffs are rising again in May, with the number of announced job cuts already close to April's total, despite the month being only half over. According to TrueUp data, more than 135,700 tech workers have been laid off so far this year. That pace is moving faster than last year, when more than 245,000 tech workers lost their jobs in 2025. Vlectra has introduced multiple 0% markup installment plans for its Velocity 180 electric motorcycle as the company expands its presence in Pakistan's growing electric vehicle market. According to details shared by the company, the Velocity 180 can now be purchased through financing plans of 12, 18 and 24 months.
Indian billionaire industrialist Gautam Adani has agreed to pay a multi-million-dollar settlement in a US civil court case linked to corruption without admitting guilt. His company said on Friday the November 2024 indictment in New York accused the industrialist and multiple subordinates of deliberately misleading international investors as part of a vast bribery scheme. PPP M&A and spokesperson Shazia Mari said on Friday that one instance of interaction between two people who had worked closely for several years cannot be viewed in isolation after a video clip of PPP chairperson Bilawal Bhutto Zardari Kurtness with her went viral on social. The incident took at a press conference after the PPP's parliamentary party meeting at the Parliament House in Islamabad on Thursday.
5 Italians have died in a scuba diving accident in the Maldives, the foreign ministry in Rome has said. The divers are believed to have died while attempting to explore caves at a depth of 50 metres, 64 ft, the ministry said, adding that this happened in Vavu Atoll.
Africa's top health agency has declared an Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo's eastern Ituri province. Around 246 cases and 65 deaths have been reported, mainly in the areas of Mongwalu and Rwampara, said the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC Africa. 4 of the deaths were reported among lab-confirmed cases, it added.
The Supreme Court has ruled that the abortion pill mifepristone can continue to be accessed by mail. 2 manufacturers that make the pill had asked the Supreme Court to intervene after a lower court placed significant restrictions on access to mifepristone as part of an ongoing lawsuit. Real Madrid striker Kylian Mbappe says coach Alvaro Arbeloa told him he was the 4th forward in the squad before benching him against Real Oviedo. The France captain returned from a thigh problem in a 2-0 win over Oviedo on Thursday, but his appearance as a 69th-minute substitute was greeted by whistles from Madrid's own disgruntled supporters at the Santiago Bernabeu.
Scientists have identified the remains of a massive new species of dinosaur in Thailand, estimated to have weighed as much as 9 adult elephants. Nagatitan chayafumensis is the largest known dinosaur from Southeast Asia and a member of the dinosaur lineage called sauropods, known for having long necks and tails, small heads and 4 columnar legs, according to a report published on Thursday in the Scientific Reports Journal. Derbyshire Falcons have announced the signing of Pakistan left arm pacer Akif Javed as a replacement for fellow Pakistani cricketer Sufyan Muqeem for the upcoming Vitality Blast 2026 season. Derbyshire had previously secured Sufyan Muqeem for the T20 competition. However, the left-arm spinner will be unavailable for the first half of the tournament due to international commitments.
The Sindh government has issued a code of conduct for the collection of sacrificial animal hides during Eid al-Adha. According to the Sindh Home Department, collecting hides without permission from commissioners and deputy commissioners will be strictly prohibited.
Transporters and Urban Resource Centre Joint Director Zahid Farooq have raised concerns over the design and traffic capacity of Karachi's Karimabad underpass, warning that the project could face congestion and operational issues despite its recent opening. Built at a cost stretches $3.46 billion, the underpass 1,080 metres and is being described as Karachi's longest tunnel-type underpass.
The Ministry of Interior has launched a unified police character certificate system across Pakistan to simplify the verification process for overseas travellers and job seekers. According to an official statement, records from all 4 provinces, as well as Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Kashmir, have been integrated into a single centralised platform.
Punjab's anti-corruption establishment has allegedly arrested Suthra Punjab operations manager Abdullah Bajwa after a case was registered over corruption allegations said to exceed $1 billion. According to sources, Bajwa and his associates have been booked following an inquiry into alleged financial irregularities in the sanitation project.
Madonna and Shakira will line up with K-pop supergroup BTS to headline the first ever World Cup final halftime show at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, FIFA said on Thursday. Coldplay singer Chris Martin will curate the extravaganza scheduled for July 19, the tournament's organizer added.
US President Donald Trump's summit with China's leader Xi Jinping in Beijing this week was the latest in decades of high-level diplomatic encounters between the two countries, marked by drama, tension and surprising breakthroughs. Here are some of the most notable visits by US presidents to China. United States President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping discussed the Strait of Hormuz during talks in Beijing, with the White House saying Xi agreed the strategic waterway must remain open to support the free flow of energy as tensions over the Iran war continue to roil global markets. Meanwhile, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi urged fellow BRICS nations at a meeting in New Delhi, India, to condemn the US-Israel war on Iran as a violation of international law, insisting Tehran would never bow to any pressure.
Injured Brighton winger Kaoru Mitoma has been left out of Japan's World Cup squad in a major blow to their chances of progressing beyond the last 16 for the first time. The 28-year-old suffered a hamstring injury during Brighton's 3-0 win over Wolves in the Premier League last weekend. Millions of Palestinians are marking the 78th anniversary of the Nakba, Arabic for catastrophe, a term that refers to the mass expulsion and flight of some 750,000 Palestinians from their homes during the 1948 war surrounding the creation of Israel. Friday's anniversary is the third Nakba commemoration since Israel's genocidal war on Gaza began, and comes as more than 2 million people in the besieged enclave remain displaced and confined to a fraction of their territory. Barcelona coach Hansi Flick said Lamine Yamal was old enough to make his own decisions. After the 18-year-old winger waved a Palestinian flag during the club's open-top bus parade celebrating its La Liga title, Yamal held the flag as Barcelona's team bus moved through the streets of the city on Monday. The Spain international, who is Muslim, also shared photos of himself holding the flag on his Instagram account.
The Pakistan Cricket Board, PCB, has announced ticket sale details for the upcoming 3-match ODI series between Pakistan and Australia, with both physical and online tickets set to go on sale from Friday 20th May. The series will begin on the 30th of May at Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium, while the second and third ODIs will be played at Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore on the 2nd of June and the 4th June. All 3 matches will start at 4:30 p.m. local time.
A parliamentary committee on Thursday called for reconsidering the government's decision to reduce speed limits on motorways and national highways. The matter was discussed during a meeting of the Public Accounts Committee, PAC, subcommittee chaired by Tariq Fazal Chaudhry. Committee member Rana Qasim Noon proposed restoring the previous speed limit for cars on motorways from 100 kilometers per hour back to 120 kilometers per hour.
Authorities in the federal capital, Islamabad, have banned the O-level book, The History and Culture of Pakistan. The ICT, Private Educational Institutions Regulatory Authority, ICT-PERA, has directed all private schools to immediately remove the book from their curriculum, libraries and classrooms.
In a historic moment for the Pakistani fashion industry, designer Hussein Rahar has made his place at one of the biggest events in show business. The Cannes Film Festival, the Pakistani designer will be presenting his collection Lahore, a knot in South Asia's loom, at the festival's 79th edition today, Friday. The exhibition will be an invite-only event at Chateau St. George.
Sanadar's solo exhibition, Life in Colour, at Islamabad's 8B2 Gallery, is a celebration of the duality and complexity of life expressed in vivid, pure colours. We're immediately struck by the juxtaposition of intricate detail and a wild, free expressionism in her work. Geometric's paper, painstakingly hand-cut, gives us structure to backgrounds and skies, crisscrossing the sometime metaphorical canvas like branches of a tree. Intricate, precise and repetitive.
Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi on Friday said that Pak-US ties had strengthened during United States President Donald Trump's tenure. He made the remarks during a meeting with U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs Paul Kapoor, the Interior Ministry said in a post on the social media platform X. The meeting was also attended by U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Natalie Baker, Minister of State for Interior Talal Chaudhry, and other officials.